So let us continue with the study of polysaccharides. And in this session, we'll study some heteropolysaccharides like heparin, chondroitin sulfate, hyaluronic acid, and glucuronic acid. Now, what is heparin? So heparin is an anticoagulant. It is a carbohydrate. It is a polysaccharide which has the property of anticoagulant. That's why it is a molecule which is having some clinical significance. So clinically, it is a very important molecule because it acts like a anticoagulant. Now, it prevents the formation of blood clots. I think in general terms, it is commonly called blood thinner, right? Heparin is used to treat and prevent blood clots caused by some medical conditions or medical procedures. It is also used before surgery to reduce the risk of blood clots. Heparin is widely used as injectable anticoagulant. In some cases with age, there is higher risk of blood clot formation, and blood clots are very dangerous because they are going to block some major arteries and it will lead to death. So to reduce such conditions, anticoagulants are injected. And one of the important anticoagulant used in such treatments is the heparin. So the blood coagulation system is composed of various steps and heparin acts as at multiple sites in this process. Blood clotting process is a cascading process. It occurs in many steps. There are many factors, okay, like 11 factors which are involved in this, and the heparin prevents blood clots by blocking the action of two of the 12 clot promoting proteins in the blood. Blood clotting is a complex process involving almost more than 12 steps and involving 12 factors. And here, heparin will block the action of factor 10 and factor 11, whose action is necessary for blood to clot. So, in cascading reaction, if one step is prevented, it will prevent the whole process of blood clotting. If you have studied hemophilia, you know the process. So, just the disturbance in one step of the blood clotting will not produce the clot. So here, that is a clinical condition in hemophilia, but here intentionally that condition is created to avoid the blood clot formation. Then the second heteropolysaccharide is chondroitin sulfate. It is a sulfated glycosaminoglycan GAG composed of a chain of alternating sugars. So the alternating sugars are N-acetyl-galactosamine and glucuronic acid. Now, chondroitin sulfate is a chemical that is normally found in cartilage in the joints of the body. So we know in our body we have so many joints in the skeletal system. So in those joints, this chemical is present. Chondroitin sulfate is present. It is usually manufactured from animal sources such as shark and cow cartilage. I'm talking about the artificial production here. And chondroitin sulfate is significant, clinically significant, because the chondroitin sulfate is necessary for a normal, healthy joint. So the normal functioning of the body joints in the skeletal system is taken care by this chondroitin sulfate, and whenever there is a problem, the chondroitin sulfate which is extracted from other animals like sharks and cow, they are used in the treatment of osteoarthritis, because the one of the major cause of arthritis is this problem with the chondroitin sulfate. It is often used in combination with other ingredients including manganese ascorbate, glucosamine sulfate, glucosamine hydrochloride, or N-acetyl glucosamine. So it depends upon the treatment type. Now, chondroitin sulfate is also taken by mouth for HIV or AIDS, heart disease, heart attack, weak bones, osteoporosis condition, joint pain caused by the drugs used to treat breast cancer, acid reflux, high cholesterol, muscle soreness. This muscle soreness after exercise, bladder condition called interstitial uh, cystitis, a bone disease called Cashenbeck disease, and itchy and scaly skin. Now, you can see here chondroitin sulfase has so many clinical applications. Okay, it is used by HIV patients or AIDS patients. It is used in the treatment when during heart disease, heart attack, weak bones, etc. But mainly, it has its application uh, which is associated with bone and joints. Now, next one is hyaluronic acid. Now, hyaluronic acid uh, is also called hyaluronan. It is an anionic non-sulfated glycosaminoglycan, and it is distributed widely throughout the connective, epithelial, and neural tissues. Now, hyaluronic acid is commonly found in many tissues, especially in connective tissues, and it is found in epithelial tissues and nervous tissue. It is also known as hyaluronan, as I already mentioned. It is a clear substance that is naturally produced in our body, and it is mainly found in skin, connective tissues, and eyes. Its main function is to retain the water to keep your tissues well lubricated and moist. So you can say hyaluronic acid is mainly involved in the maintenance of healthy epithelial tissue or healthy skin. Uh, Hyaluronic acid is also used clinically, and some of the important applications of hyaluronic acid are they promote healthier, more supple skin. I already told you it is used to maintain healthy skin. It can speed up wound healing. So whenever there are some surface wounds, so the hyaluronic acid will help for the faster wound healing process. And they are also known to relieve joint pain. Okay, because they are involved in lubrication, right? So they will keep the bones well lubricated, and they relieve some joint pains and acid reflux symptoms. Whenever there are some acid reflux symptoms are there, so hyaluronic acid will reduce that feeling. And dry eye and discomfort can also be treated with hyaluronic acid products. Now, next one is glucuronic acid. Glucuronic acid is a uronic acid that was first isolated from urine. Therefore, the name glucuronic acid, because it is uh, extracted for the first time from the urine. Therefore, they have given the name uronic acid. And it is a carbohydrate. Therefore, the name glucuronic acid. Now, it is mainly found in gums such as gum arabic, xanthan, and kombucha tea, and it is important for metabolism of microorganisms, plants, and animals. The formula is C6H10O7, and it is a derivative of glucose. It is produced in the liver of humans and most animals. So glucuronic acid is mainly produced in the liver, and it is highly soluble compound that can bind to substances such as hormones, drugs, and toxins to facilitate their transport around the body. And this glucuronic acid is highly polar, and its conjugation with less polar compounds such as steroids, bilirubin, and some drugs can reduce their activity and make them more water soluble, thus facilitating renal excretion. Now you know the importance of this glucuronic acid. Now, glucuronic acid is produced by liver. You can say this is one indirect method of detoxification. So, some materials can be removed very easily from the body through the urine if they get attached to the glucuronic acid, because it is highly polar, and it will it will attach with the compounds such as steroids, bilirubin, and some drugs. And whenever the glucuronic acid attaches to such molecules, their activity is reduced. So if they have some negative effects, that is reduced. So this you can call it as detoxification. And also they can be easily removed because uh, they become water soluble. So just imagine a situation where some drug which are taken as a medication, they are present in excess quantity. They have to be removed through the urine, but they cannot be removed through the urine very easily. Once they get attached with glucuronic acid, they become less active and their action is reduced, and they become more water soluble so that they can be easily removed out of the body in the form of urine. So that's how the glucuronic acid is clinically important. Now, here are some references for further reading. You are advised to read in detail about these topics.